Good evening. I'm the king of all mediums, and you are welcome to podcast number 21. And today's a very special podcast because there are no topics. I only go over finds and talk about them. So probably do this every once in a while. Yesterday was my eight track tape podcast where I talked a little bit about them and try to demonstrate opening, which I successfully did. But in the meanwhile, I ruined an 8-track tape. So today, usually try to do 4 finds a day, and 4, every day. But since I didn't do any finds yesterday, and I do 4, and I do 8 today. So let's see what we got. All right, we'll start with a compact disc I just got today. A lot of them need compact disc, and I do have new compact disc cases, so I should replace them. So I get bad ones, but most of the I haven't had a problem with compact discs at all. This is a Grand Funk Railroad, which they reverted. They first were Grand Funk Railroad, and then they went to Grand Funk, and they, I guess, for this album, they went to Grand Funk Railroad again. The 1975 release, their second live album, Caught in the Act. Highly recommended. Now, this album is a great, great live album. Really shows the maturity of the group. When they first came out, their musicianship was suspect. Okay, they were only kids, Mark Belshacker was 18, and Mark Farner was 20, 21, and same was Don Brewer. This time they really had matured, and they added an organist and pianist, Craig Frost. So, and it basically has all their hits on it. Just talk about some of the hits: Foot Stomping Music, Rock and Roll Soul, 2 great songs. Closer to Home, their big, their big classic song, I'm Your Captain, Closer to Home. Black Licorice, The Railroad, 2 songs, and We're American Band. Those are 3 songs from the We're American Band album. TNUC, which came from their debut album, TNUC, and you could reverse the spelling on that. You can figure out what that means. Heartbreaker, which is from their debut album, very good song. Some Kind of Wonderful, which it's a cover, but a great song. Went a top 10 for them. Shining On, which was another great song, top 20. Locomotion was number 1. Inside Looking Out, of course, that was their great early song cover version by the Animals. And Gimme Shelter was, of course, a cover from Survival. Ignore that phone call because I gave directions to my friend not to call me. Said I'm doing a podcast, don't call me, because she calls me. Okay, so great live album. Really, and that's when I was looking at some reviews by critics. They gave it terrible. This is one of the best live albums I've ever heard. So if you don't want to pick it up, go on to one of your streaming services and listen to it. And I guarantee you, unbelievable live album. Find number 2, okay? Okay. So this here is, okay, so I've, again, I have a lot of trouble with 8-track tapes. It's a very nice thing the guy sends me. He sends me an 8-track tape repair kit. And so inside are directions. Sends me an 8-track tape. Just be careful. See this thing over here, this little silver thing? This is when the 8-track, when the programs, put it in, when the programs go to the first program to the next program, that's what it encounters. Many times at that thing, they break. So they give you an extra one, you can put it in. This is the pads get messed up. I guess they give you an 8-track tape in here to work on. And also, sent us a little, he sent me a little thing fixing 8-track tapes, which, you know, so replacing the foil sensor, fixing a broken cut or pull tape, placing the pressure pad, loosening up tapes that are too tight or experience drags. He shows you, you know, I think I demonstrated that yesterday. There are different types of, that are, you know, see number one is basically there's different types of, probably 3 or 4 different types of 8-track tape, openings. This one is the easy one he sent me. So very interesting, very nice little workaround. Okay, so let's go to the next one. That's 2. Counting down. Okay, so I wanted to make recordings of, I have a few things I wanted to make recordings of from albums. I have these brand new albums and I want to record them on the reel-to-reel. Little worried my take-up reel might not be big enough for this. So I bought a brand new, and this is very expensive, brand new reel-to-reel tape. Let's open this up. See, this is brand new. This is very hard to find. This cost a pretty penny. Very nice reel-to-reel tape. And I think it's 92 minutes on each side. I think, I'm not sure, but I think I could probably play it in 7 1/2 inches. I could play it 3 3/4, recorded 7 1/2 inches. Maybe I'll experiment, you know, although this is quite expensive, you know, so I don't know if I want to experiment. But it's brand new, so I want to see what kind of sound I could get out of it. So keep it under, you know, and one thing you should do with magnetic tape, of course, is keep it away from magnetic things, you know. So, you know, don't keep it, you know, near the reel-to-reel unless you're, of course, using it, you know. But once it's done, put it back in the box and keep it for safekeeping. So I record that in blank reel-to-reel tape. By the way, no podcast tomorrow, okay? Let's see, we gotta get 2 cassettes, okay? I have another one, by the way, so we'll go Thursday. Oh, and before we end tonight, I'll have to talk about what a deep cut is, because a deep cut is on Thursday, deep cut night is Thursday. All right, so 2 cassettes. The first of these is Cat Stevens' Greatest Hits. I picked up for $3 at Needle and Groove Records. Great place. I like the guys there. Now, I was telling you about how I don't like buying greatest hits albums, but the problem was I bought Cat Stevens' first album. Forget the name of it. And I bought T for Tillerman, his classic album. But of course, I play T for Tillerman, and guess what? It's his first album. So I just got frustrated as an effort. And I got T for a Tillerman. So let's see what's on this. It's kind of hard to see. And he's, by the way, Cat Stevens has said some controversial things against, what's his name, Salman Rushdie. 1989, saying, of course, what other, the Ayatollah Khomeini says must be. Okay, side 1, Wild World, of course, I've heard. Oh, Very Young, I think I've heard that. Can't Keep It In, Hard-Headed Woman, Moonshadow, Two Fine People. Okay, side 2, Peace Train. Okay, he's into peace, although he wants Salman Rushdie dead. Ready, Father and Son, heard that. Sitting, Morning Has Broken, another Saturday Night. So, first album actually had a good song I like. We had a Children Play, that's a beautiful song. Okay, so that's 1. halfway there. Be a very short podcast today, so that's what my friend was aiming at, to keep the podcast short. Now this album I'm going to show you to me. And they did, for cassettes, it's kind of expensive. You know, this is such a great album. This is, I think, this is when Jeff Lynne was produced 3 of the great albums, I thought, you know. Tom Petty, Full Moon Fever. To me, this album is probably one of the great albums of all time. Top 10. I'm in the top 10. Okay, so you know, Tom Petty went solo. He left the Heartbreakers, you know. Probably Heartbreakers played on them. So I had on a compact disc, but I lost all my possessions. So what's on this? Free Falling, great song. I'm free falling. Okay, I won't back down, and I won't back down. One thing that's interesting, I just play guitar, and they're very easy songs to play on guitar. Yeah, that's the amazing thing about Tom Petty. Wrote songs you can actually play, you know, nothing too hard. Love is a long run. I don't know, I remember how that goes, but A Face in the Crowd, doing great song, and Running Down a Dream. Me and Dell were singing Little Runaway, running down a dream. Unfortunately, and what they were thinking, you know, after Roy Orbison died, so now you only got 4 Wilburys. They were thinking of bringing in Del Shannon, but unfortunately, Del Shannon committed suicide. The whole idea was scrapped. You didn't know that. Feel a Whole Lot Better. Okay, I think that was a cover. Maybe I'm wrong. I'll have to check that. Great song though. You're So Bad. Best thing I ever did have in a world gone mad. This world is mad. What was I thinking about? Yeah, what was I thinking about? The world gone mad. What did they ban? They just banned something. Oh, Pepe Le Pew. The French skunk who's little handsy, you know. So the cartoon that made I think Warner Brothers, who makes it, will no longer make that cartoon. I guess they can't pull it off the shelves, you know, so they will no longer have that character, Pepe Le Pew. He's a little handsy, Pepe Le Pew. You gotta admit, you know, he's a little handsy. You know, you see Sylvester and he can't, you know. Sylvester's kind of cute, you know. So he can't take his hands off him, you know. It's terrible. World gone mad. It's a world gone mad. Okay. Depending on You's good song. The Apartment song. I don't remember that. I don't know what this is. Let me see. All Right for Now. Mind and Heart of Stone and Zombies, who closed out the album. I know I've heard them, but great album. He wrote some unbelievable songs for this. Okay, let's see. Close on 2 albums. Oh, not a good idea. All right, and then we'll go and we'll talk about deep cuts and we'll be done for today. Okay, which one we should go first? Okay, probably just the weaker of the 2. Okay. It's a great album, Carole King. What a great songwriter she is, and she always was scared to go, you know, as a performer, but finally in I think this is the second album she came out with. I forget the first album. She came out with this, and this is the one that really brought her over the top. Tapestry. What a great song. I mean, one day I'd like to go over some of the great songs she written, you know, for the Monkees himself. I mean, I've never been a Monkee fan, and she wrote one of my favorite songs, 2 of the favorite songs in the Monkees. She wrote a song called Sometime in the Morning, which I love. That's my second favorite song by the Monkees. And my favorite song by the Monkees she wrote, which is a Porpoise song, is one of the great psychedelic songs. So she wrote, we might be hearing that second song shortly, you know, maybe next Thursday night. So, let's go over the first song, of course. I feel the earth move so far away. It's a good song. It's too late, of course. That's a big, hit. I feel the earth move. Home again, beautiful. Of course, a great song. Way over yonder. You got a friend. I think James Taylor took that to the top of the charts. She came. Will You Love Me Tomorrow was a song she resuscitated. I think the Shirelles did that. She did it herself. Tapestry is a very good song. Smackwater Jack, I forget that. Her husband was Jerry Goff in 1959, 1969. She had a lot of husbands and boyfriends, and Jerry Goffin was her songwriting, the lyricist. She could write good lyrics too. And it was Tapestry, of course, the title of the album. And the last song, You Make Me Feel, parentheses, like a natural woman, and that was Aretha Franklin, one of her big songs. So great album. And so Carole King, terrific, and this is her big hit. She finally came out as a performer with this album. Okay. All right, two more to go. We're done to today. Now, if you like The Who, and who doesn't like The Who? You might have some problems if you don't like The Who. But a lot of the early stuff, you don't hear too much, It's one album you always get for the early stuff. It's called Meaty, Beady, Big, and Bouncy. Right? Shows all the members of The Who. Right, pictures. Right, very great early album. And let's see, what's on this? Okay. Great compilation, came out in 1971. First sign, I Can't Explain. I Think It's Love, right? The Kids Are Alright. Happy Jack Was a Man. I Can See for Miles and Miles. One of their first ventures into psychedelia. Pictures of Lily Made Me Feel So Wonderful. A song about masturbation, if you didn't know. My Generation, one of their most famous songs. And The Seeker. In Searching Long and High. Okay. Pictures of Cher Make Me Feel So Wonderful. Pictures of Farrah Fawcett Made Me Feel So Wonderful. Okay. Side 2, Anyway, Anyhow, Anywhere. Good song. Pinball Wizard, of course. Won't be playing that. We hear that from Tommy. That's A Legal Matter, Baby. John Entwistle comes in with Boris the Spider. Gave the Magic Bus, right? Substitute My Coke for Gin. Coke meaning Coca-Cola. Okay, back then, cocaine wasn't big. Only that movie Easy Rider, which I think you have to get. I'm getting the soundtrack. I have to. I'm a big Easy Rider fan. There's certain classic movies I have to have, and I think we'll be. I'm getting the soundtrack, But in the beginning scene of Easy Rider, they make a coke. In fact, what they're doing is taking cocaine across the United States to, I think, Miami, right? And the dealer is Phil Spector, and he's gone, and Dennis Hopper is gone, and Peter Fonda is gone. The only one in that movie of note still be alive is Jack Nicholson. The last song's interesting because I'm a boy. This whole transgender nightmare. This whole nightmarish Orwellian nightmare is that's upon us. I was growing up, it was normal. I grew up, born in 1965, so say I started to understand things a little bit. 1970, I was 10 years old, 1975, and adolescence was started in 1978, let's say. And we didn't have this boy, boys want to be girls, girls want to be boys, parents want their girls to be boys, and it's just insanity, you know? And then there's people that's quite transphobic, you know? Like it's normal for you to want to change your sex, you know? This is like, it's not normal. And we'll talk about, you know, one day I'll have to do a podcast on this, you know? I'm trying to, you know, get more followers, you know, probably this is the reason why I lose followers, because I'm a little controversial. I don't agree with the, you know, I'm an atheist, and a lot of atheists tend to have this wokeism built in, but I'm an atheist that isn't woke. I'm old school. I'm an old school atheist. I don't believe any of this crap. I think it doesn't come with atheism. You know, atheism, you can be a liberal, you can be a conservative. You know, you don't have to be woke to be an atheist. I'm certainly not. I'm old school. I don't believe what the left, the extreme left tells you. You always have to examine it. It's a bunch of malarkey. But anyway, I'm a boy is about that. I'm a boy. That's the song all about this crazy. I mean, when you're growing up, you know, I feel bad. I had these children growing up with it. But Jenny, he's now Jack. You know what happened, Mommy? Oh, he's just had a sex change. It's okay. He's gonna be happy as Jack. You know, it's like, what's going on with this world? Where's this world coming to? Okay. Now the final item. Okay, so yeah, Easy Rider, one of my favorite movies of all time. We might have to get, because I have. Okay, so the first one, of course, I got is Goodfellas. Have to have that. We'll be seeing some clips of that. But we had to get the second most favorite movie of all time. This guy, Apocalypse Now, and full disclosure, this is cool. Now you get 3 discs. Let's see what you get. Now, this is beautiful. First of all, you get some kind of full color booklet, right? Fade in. Get some full color booklet, right? Beautiful booklet. Okay. Very nice set. By the way, this is Blu-ray too. It's a Blu-ray, so whatever the hell that is. I got myself a Blu-ray player because everyone else has one. Now the first Blu-ray disc has Apocalypse Now, the 1979 release, which is quite long. The 1979 cut, and it has the second one, which I kind of like. I don't know why I would watch the 1979 when I've seen the Apocalypse Now Redux. Redux contains a long scene with these French plantation. This is French plantation. I don't know. They have this big branch, and you know, and all of a sudden the Martin Sheen comes upon them, and he has an affair with one of the hot woman. He has an affair which was cut out for length. So on disc 1 you get both movies, you know, the original cut and the Apocalypse Now Redux. I saw both of them, and I happen to like the Redux, so maybe I'll watch both of them and see the shortened version or the longer version. And there's also audio commentary by director Francis Ford Coppola. Okay, so disc 2 has a bunch of things. There's a conversation with Martin Sheen, interview with John Milius, Monkey Sampan. It's a deleted scene, so they have more deleted scenes. Additional scenes, destruction of the Kurtz compound, Heart of Darkness, reading by Orson Welles. That's interesting. The Hollow Men, right? Hollow Men was a poem, I think, by T.S. Eliot, which Marlon Brando started reading to Martin Sheen, if you remember. Kurtz read to, I forgot the name of Martin Sheen's character. Let's see what else. Music. They have a whole bunch of other things. Then they have disc 3. Now there's a documentary out called Heart of Darkness, a Filmmaker's Apocalypse. I think you could get it on YouTube about I mean, there's this extreme filmmaking. This is, I mean, Martin Sheen had a heart attack, and the Francis Ford Coppola's wife took was taking a movie of what was going on. It was extreme movie making. I mean, this was, when you make a great movie like this, you will have stress. It was like, it was a real life or death drama, and that's what it was about, sort of. John Milius, scripts, selections, and notes by Francis Coppola, storyboard gallery, photo archive, marketing icon. So, to me, worth it, worth every penny. So, Blu-ray, Apocalypse Now. The other movie, I was just thinking I don't have, there's probably a few more, I mean, that I would deem worthy of owning. So, Goodfellas, of course, is definitely worthy of owning. I was thinking Easy Rider. I do have a reel-to-reel of their music coming. Okay, now, so before I leave today, there'll be no podcast tomorrow, so this is podcast 21. And what a great day. It's a beautiful day in New York today. It was 63 degrees on March 9th. Wow. Oh, it's my sister's birthday. I have to wish her happy birthday. She turns, I won't say because she might get offended. Anyone watches this anyway. But okay, so on Thursday, I'm going to preview a new feature, a deep cut. So what is a deep cut? Well, first of all, a deep cut, it's hard to define. I don't know what it is now. But the first thing I could say, it's the opposite of a single. The group cuts an album, and it doesn't mean for it to be a hit. They think, oh, this song's not going to be a hit. We're not going to release it as a single. But it's a very good track that is deep within the record. So it's not a track they're putting in front of the first thing. Usually the tracks they want you to listen to are at the beginning. So you'll never have it on a greatest hits package. But it's a very good song that's often overlooked. But many people, many fans of the group will say, oh, listen to that, it's a great song. I said, well, was it on the greatest hits? No, you got to buy this album here. So it's a deep cut, deep within the record. So I'm going to have 3 selections I feel are deep cuts. And it's interesting, there won't be vinyl. One might be on vinyl, one may be on an 8-track tape, and one might be on a compact disc. So that won't be uniform. So premiering deep cut night. Deep cuts again are songs that exact opposite of singles. They weren't made to be singles, but they're great songs anyway that are deep within the record, not made to be singles. Okay, so thank you for joining me on podcast number 22, and you have a great evening, and I'll see you on Thursday.